And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to Quick Play Tarot. My name is Coin. I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a set of quick announcements, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, if interested, individual reads are back up and open. Either message or email me directly. Link is on main, and we'll set it up, okay? So, Gemini, what are we looking at in this read? First and foremost, happy birthday. It is Gemini season, and yeah, things are going good for you, to say the least. In this read is going to be your one-to-one read for the month of June. Majority of June at time of recording is, hey, Gemini season, so let's talk about it, right? A one-to-one is a style of reading that I do where we have person A on this side, person B on this side, and we examine the intricate dynamics of what's happening in between these two. Caveat to this read, two main things. The first, this style of reading tends to get called love readings because it examines, that most direct kind of link. However, I hesitate to call it that because they're not always lovely, right? I will say whatever I see upon the board, good or bad. That's the first. The second, it ain't always gonna be about love. Promise you. It could be family, friend, coworker, neighbor, somebody you just met. Just what is the intricate dynamics happening between you and them? And sometimes it's as easy as that. As a preamble to the read, Gemini, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even it gets difficult to understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you and mislead you. Trust me, I got 12 signs to talk to, and none of the time to lie. Instead, we're going to lay the cards out on the board. And good or bad, can bring us sunshine. We're going to talk about it because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one. Yeah. So follow along with me in your read today, your one-to-one read, Gemini. And let's see what the cards say. Happy birthday. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Gemini in their one-to-one read. Between them and their person. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Gemini in this read today. On your side, okay, the Queen of Pentacles, trying to maximize opportunity, and also, what about this investment? On their end, King of Swords. That's very interesting. You say it, I got it. Right. I don't know who your whoever's on that side, Gemini, but you have a vision of what you want to execute and accomplish, and they're saying, okay, let's move it to the real world. What we gotta do? What we gotta do? So this person is really trying to make things shake and move, right? Trying to make that, successful action as quickly and as intentionally as possible. They really want to make that whatever you want. A, they want to make you happy with it, but B, what does it actually take to get there? And I think that it's an interesting part because there's no real disagreement, at least so far. But rather the biggest question is, okay, so how do we do it? Okay. So now that we have two individual parties located here on this read, let's look at fronts and backs. Backs being what's left to the wayside and the unsaid and the unknown. Fronts was being directly communicated between the two parties indicated. So show us the cards that we need to see, please, on the fronts and backs of this one-to-one read. Nice. Thing is, didn't hit the table, so I can't take it. What are the cards we need to see, please, for Gemini in this one-to-one read between them and their person? Okay, Seven of Pentacles. Well, it's not going to be easy, but I've already analyzed this. High Priestess. Internally, I know this is the right decision. Is it the easy one? Absolutely not. But is it the best one? Yes. You're not budging off that one, Gemini. I commend you for that. Okay, High Priestess now coming through. You're trusting your internal instinct. On their end, Eight of Swords. I mean, they do have a choice, but why do they feel disempowered by you embarking on this? King of Pentacles. Knowing what a right or good investment is. Oh, they just wanted you to have done it differently. Got it. I mean, sometimes you just gotta take a leap. Okay, so this makes a lot more sense to me. Essentially what's going on, Gemini, you made a very bold move, I'm guessing career-wise, or something that really shakes your material realm up. You already knew this would happen, you tried to plan accordingly, and this person that is really trying to help you, they're like, yeah, oh, you left your job? And what right? So they kind of got blindsided in a way, but I think once the initial shock wears off, it's more of a why didn't you tell me? I don't necessarily sense animosity on their end because they were ready to help you. That King of Pentacles matching your Queen of Pentacles was being left in the unsaid. Yeah, they had a feeling that this might happen, but maybe warn them next time. Either way, it's well intentioned, right? On their end, they still want to help. They want to figure out how to do it. They're just getting over the emotional shock. On your end, you needed to do this for you for a while. I don't know how long this has been waiting, but trust me, it's been waiting. And now that you're trusting your gut, this got to be right. This has to be right. Well, you're already in the process. So if so, then what, right? And show us individual positions. Show us cards we need to see, please. Where does each party stand in regards to this reading? Nine of Wands. Okay, we'll see where my efforts, where my everything, where it takes me. Okay, on their end. Page of Cups. Okay, so again, very supportive. Trying to look at the positives even in a tough situation. This person wants to help you, Gemini. It's just that you kind of blindsided them. I think that's an appropriate reaction, just being totally honest. You did a massive leap over here, and good for you. You were brave enough to take it. I'm not trying to shame you in that regard. Now, okay, this is what you really want to go for, then show yourself what you're made of. It's gotten you this far. It's going to take you farther, but I need you to believe in you harder than anyone's ever believed. Okay? Underneath it all, Ten of Pentacles. The building blocks of the foundation of life, the roots, and the trees. Okay, yeah. I think you're making a huge leap in a career project on things of a more material nature. And yeah, it kind of took somebody off guard. It could be friend, partner, family, whoever it is on their end. You've already identified who they are, Gemini, because you did a very risky move and they still supported you. After the shock wore off, they're like, okay, you're going to go through with this? Okay, what do I got to do? Right? That's their reaction. They want to be supportive. Give them time to, let it all sink in, let it marinate for a bit, and then go through with your plan. It's looking good. Next, now that we have two parties looking at each other, one towards the other, 1-to-1, what's being shared down the middle? Show us the cards that we need to see, please, upon this read. For Gemini, what's being held in between these two parties, the connective factors, shared energy. Okay, the Queen of Cups. Good. Love is still there. They want to see the best in you. You want to see the best in yourself. And you recognize the kind of turmoil you put them through, but also that they really are in your corner. The Sun, the happiest that you have ever been, light overflowing, or more so, whatever investment, whatever risk we took, it was the right one. Both of you want to see abundance and happiness for you, Gemini. Tell me what that means for you. They'll try to make it happen. Star, the card of Aquarius. A hope or aspiration, still fighting for that dream. Okay. Four of Cups. Okay. I think that's, now we're starting to get to some other emotions. The Four of Cups representing apathy or disdain. Here we have a couple, literally, they're just kind of almost in a daze with spilled milk on the table, right? It represents apathy and disdain, something that grows over time. I think wherever you were leaping from, Gemini, you kind of reach your breaking point. So to be fair, yeah. But more than that, they saw you were unhappy. You knew you were unhappy. And finally, you just said, wait, why am I putting up with this? I'm gone. Boom. And the moment you said that, everything started going into motion. So that makes sense. Nine of Pentacles. The long-term investment, how we work and make it work. You're going for a dream, Gemini. You're going for a goal. Keep going. Underneath it all, Ten of Swords, a painful ending and a painful truth must be realized. Yeah. So you haven't been happy for a while, and I get that. And the person, after hearing your explanation, they're still in support of you. There's nothing bad indicative of what I see here, Gemini. Is just give it time for it to rest in, and beyond, the feelings of stress or, regret. What will be in the past will be in the past eventually. You still got a job to do. What will that be? Okay. Last, as we move towards resolution, for us to find the major arcana strewn across the table for Gemini in this read, let's start with that High Priestess. Why was doing this the decision that you couldn't pass up? Well, I'll take both of that. Because the Wheel of Fortune with that Two of Swords, and since I asked that question, I'm going to tie both of them to that. I don't have everything figured out, but I know that this is right for me. The Two of Swords, yeah, all the facts have not been figured out. That's why your position right now, you're still trying that Nine of Wands. You're trying everything. You're not going to give up or burn into exhaustion. That's not what's going on here. But that Two of Swords to the Wheel of Fortune, I don't need all the facts. I needed to make a choice. So good. You were living in your truth. Now, how do we move in that? Not just reactively, but proactively. So you're converting energy right now. Got it. Next, go to the Sun. Show us cards we need to see, please. Gemini in this read. What about the happiness that both of them hope for you? Both of the parties hope for Gemini. Cards we need to see, please. Clarity upon this read. Let's move towards resolution. Two of Pentacles. Okay. Everything will be fine. It's going to turn out fine. To the Star. Okay. Nine of Swords. Sometimes our hopes can become our nightmares if they're left up to chance too much. So you finally did something for yourself, Gemini. You took the risky route. And yeah, these fears wouldn't be there unless the hope was strong enough. Because wanting somebody, or not somebody, but something, wanting to do something, especially whatever move or, massive shift that you're going through, to want for it in the abstract, but nothing manifested in the material, that's easy. People can hope for something all day, but the doing part, the turning that dream into a reality, that takes guts. And all these anxieties and worries wouldn't be there unless the hope was that strong. And that's why you made the leap. That's why this person was just shocked and is really trying to relay to you, their reaction. And also, what does it look like? What does it look like now? In resolution, Nine of Swords, the intent of action, swift and decisive. Six of Cups. Soulbound energy, but here I'm more reading that as a promise to the self, right? I'm not going to give up on this. I'm going to follow what past me said. I'm getting she would, hey, whoever you are, however you identify, whatever pronoun you use, that's not relevant here. Whatever past me said they would do, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right. Underneath it all, Seven of Cups. When I can definitively really put things into motion for what I want to be and where I want to go, when a certain chapter is forced to a close because I'm not operating from fear anymore, options open up for me if I'm brave enough to leap. What are we seeing in this week, Gemini? I'm looking at somebody who made a really risky maneuver, and it's starting to show for the best. Whoever is on this side, they're trying to support you, trying to show you love, care, affection, whatever is necessary, and maybe even some financial assistance. Who knows? But they're really trying to help you in the dream that you are trying to accomplish. Down the middle, yeah, you've been contemplating this for a while. But more than that, your unhappiness, your fears around it, also kind of point you in the direction that you need to be, which was just going for it anyways, right? You won't know unless you try. But when you did try, you never look back. Maybe that's how it's got to be. That's all I've seen you read today, Gemini. Happy birthday. Um, I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, you only know when you get there, but you gotta be brave enough to try. I'll see you around, okay? Take care.